They may not be as famous as their AAA counterparts, but they're no less fun.
Hill Control.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 indie multiplayer games.
Press the number 1.
Okay, and that's 4th position.
Thank you.
Nope, that was wrong.
For this list, we're taking a look at local and online games with innovative and unique features that have been built outside of the traditional powerhouses of development.
Get our balloon, get our balloon.
Any game that has evolved into a mainstream title from their humble beginnings, like Minecraft, will unfortunately not be up for consideration. Number 10, Spelunky. Even in its free-to-play state, this cave exploration roguelike was one of the most popular PC games, and the HD remake simply took it to another level. The weapons, enemies, levels, and music have all been refined, but the addition of local multiplayer is possibly the greatest enhancement. Communication is key in this chaotic 4-player co-op, and a haphazard approach will certainly end with you killing off your allies and have your whole party be thrown back to the start of the game. The deathmatch is just as frantic, but now you're rewarded for blowing up or whipping your friends to death. They just need to add that highly demanded online mode to really reach procedurally generated perfection. Number 9, TowerFall. This Smash Bros. Inspired bow and arrow based brawler only gained any attention once its exclusivity deal for the cursed Ouya console ended, finally allowing PC and PS4 players to experience the rapid and addictive combat. Developed by a selection of creatives sharing a house, they took inspiration from the co-op nature of their living arrangements to make a game with local multiplayer as its central component. This makes the arrow-flinging action incredibly personal, spawning arguments galore as you bounce around the stage in search of power-ups and all those arrows you've already fired. You'd better work on your reflexes, otherwise you'll be taking one too many arrows to the knee. Number 8, Castle Crashers. Without platforms like Xbox Live Arcade, we might never have got this Newgrounds-style beat-em-up that is unabashedly embracing its toilet humor. You and 3 other knights use individual traits to slash and cast spells through beautifully animated stages to rescue 4 kidnapped princesses, of course. The RPG elements within let you boost your strength, agility, magic, and defense, and even give you a pet to aid in your slaying. These upgrades give you a wide selection of attacks to pull off, moves which you can then inflict on your chums in the arenas dotted throughout the main game. It's an old school experience, but one that never feels out of date. Number 7, Don't Starve Together. Survival games are all the rage right now, but few look quite as good as this dark fantasy that seems to have come straight from the mind of Tim Burton himself. Incredibly, Don't Starve received the Together multiplayer expansion a year after its release, allowing you and your friends to forage, build, and stave off insanity together. If you're not one for cooperative survival, however, you can hop into a PvP server to actively make some poor soul's time in this oddball nightmare as hellish as possible. It's a brutally somber game, but with your buddies by your side, you just might make it through the winter. Number 6, Lethal League.
How could I lose?
When you initially see this game, you can be forgiven for not having a clue what on earth is going on. A crocodile, a robot, and a baseball player whacking a ball at each other won't make any sense at first, but once you get the gist of it, you'll be hooked. The aim of the game is to avoid a ball that's gradually speeding up, and if you're lucky, to bunt it straight back at your opponent. Even after putting in a few hours, there'll be times that it all gets too frantic and you can barely see the ball. But by that time, you'll be too pumped up by the upbeat soundtrack to even care. Number 5, Guns of Icarus Online. Whoever decided to use blimps as warships is probably crazy, but it sure makes for some serious fun in this competitive multiplayer game. Teamwork and coordination is essential to keep your airship in the sky, and if your captain can't steer, your engineer is too slow with the hammer, or your gunner has poor aim, you'll all be forced into a premature meeting with the ground. With a relatively small player base, you might have to wait for a game, so our advice is to get yourself a microphone and form your own crew. If you do that, you'll soon slot into your roles and be working as mechanically as your Zeppelin to rapidly become a feared presence in the clouds.
Alright, we're gonna hard turn. Watch those engines.
Number 4, keep talking and nobody explodes.
Press the button in the same position as you pressed in stage 2. 1. Wait, that was 1!
No.
Before you go snipping away any wires in this bomb diffuser puzzler, you ought to know that there is a genuine chance of it tearing your relationships apart.
Yellow wires and 2 blue wires.
Yeah, I know. It's process of elimination.
Shut the f***! You were over here last time!
There will be yelling and misunderstandings in abundance, as those with the manual frantically try to make sense of a selection of puzzles that will allow the guy with the clippers to prevent an explosion.
Wire, no light on, no LED, but it's got a scratch on the bottom one.
Okay.
Got a scratch, not the star?
Filled in star, yeah.
The sweat will be dripping off of your collective brow as the team progresses through each challenging module. Just make sure you've all studied the Defusal manual hard beforehand to keep the inevitable fallings out to a minimum.
I don't know. That one's not clear. I don't know.
Number 3, Duck Game. This arena battler published by Adult Swim might seem like a bit of a gimmick on the surface, but after a few short minutes leaping and blasting around as a duck with a random hat on, you'll realize there's far more substance than you might expect. The platforming and shooting controls are incredibly tight and easy to learn, allowing players to quickly develop strategies with an arsenal of nearly 50 diverse weapons. Each battle takes place on vastly different stages and lasts only about 30 seconds, supplementing the randomness and never letting a match become too one-sided. You might say that the whole experience is utterly quackers. I'll show myself out. Number 2, Nidhogg. So many indie developers use a pixel art style that it's becoming something of a cliche. Yet, this fencing platformer has found a way to put new life into that retro aesthetic. In combination with a high-tempo electronic score by Daedalus, every stage has been carefully crafted to make every face-off require a different approach to kill your opponent and sprint to the end. This tug-of-war creates appropriately tense confrontations, and one false lunge or acrobatic leap will inevitably end with a skewering and your colorful blood splattered all over the place. Simple to pick up, but very difficult to master, Nidhogg will have you craving pixelated blood in your sleep. Before we reveal our top pick, let's have a look at some honorable mentions. Number 1, Rocket League. With a combination of rocket-propelled cars, sports, and explosive team-based action, it's no wonder that this sequel to the aptly named supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars has had over 15 million unique players. Up to 8 players can take to the field or court for matches resembling soccer, ice hockey, and basketball, all of which can be modified in offline mode to create a crazy match with low gravity or even a giant ball. For more discerning players, there are competitive online matches where organization and adherence to rules is key. But for those who just want to mess around and go for demolitions, your opportunities for customization are endless. Do you agree with our list? Which indie games have you introduced your friends to?
Disappointing.
For more gaming top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.